way.
Marcelo, looking amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So this is your son, right?
This is my son, Rodrigo. He's going to be 21 very soon.
Oh, wow. So I'm talking about youth here and like for women. You're of age, you're middle age, right?
Yes, of course.
What would
21.
you give me your tips like for like to stay youthful? Because I always see you, you're always looking youthful. What are your tips?
Well, my tips is, first of all, you need to have a very clean diet. I've been exercising since I'm 16 years old. I don't do drugs, I don't do alcohol, I quit smoking, I quit drinking sodas. But besides all that, the procedures that I have done just to preserve and aging beautifully, I've done Botox. I'm 6 months no Botox, so you can see a lot of movement here in the forehead. That means I'm due to Botox, and what Botox does is a preventative. It prevents to form the wrinkle. So, but the first time I did Botox was like when I was 32 years old. So I don't recommend doing Botox when you're 18 or in your 20s, you don't need it. So at 30 you can start to prevent. And then when you start losing volume on your face, you can do a little bit of fillers, but very small increment touch-ups. So people, you see those huge cheeks, they look like chipmunks, or they do big lips. I never liked that, even though I created the plastics of Hollywood. But I never liked that because I think that will take, I don't know, make you look a little bit awkward, right? And then you come up with these pillow faces, what we call, is people keep injecting and injecting and the face looks huge. So less is more in this case. So I would recommend people just to do Botox just to prevent wrinkling and to replace the volume loss by aging. You can recommend people if they want to stay young but they don't want to look like there's a wing coming in their faces, just a little bit of Botox and a little bit of filler just to maintain the volume, the lost volume, and just to prevent the wrinkle. And then there's procedures that I did, the spider web. The spider web is PDO threads, which are threads that are incorporated into your skin. It could be in several parts from your body. So that will create like an internal net to avoid sagging. So but I've never did it on the face because I'm a little bit concerned, but there's areas that you can do in your chest, you can do in your butt, just to prevent. Everything that I've done so far is prevented. But also I have done 30 million stem cell treatment, as you know.
Oh, wow.
That is from umbilical cord, not from my own stem cells, from umbilical cord. And that is literally the youth from inside out, just to prevent the cell from aging, which is what caused aging, actually.
Okay, so it was like 3 tips. What other tips you could provide for like non-cosmetic procedures?
Yes. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're good, we're good.
3 tips. Very healthy lifestyle.
So the 5 non-cosmetic procedures, what would you recommend?
Well, first of all, gym, health, eating food, very proper food. Don't smoke, don't do drugs, don't drink too much. And also you can do stem cell replacement. Stem cell replacement is literally the new aging. It's literally like the best new thing that is happening because you're incorporating stem cells that are fresh, brand new, and that will help your cells to regenerate.
Okay.
That will be non-cosmetic. And then cosmetic would be Botox, fillers, PDO threads, some facials, like keeping your skin clean is very important because of all the toxins in the air. So yeah, that will be all my tips.
Beautiful. And lastly, just maybe a question for both of you. Latinx. You know, this term has been thrown around, especially in the political world. And this week, they're saying that for the Democrat side, 40% are not with this world, or with the word. They don't want to hear the word anymore. They're just kind of against it. Your feelings of the word Latinx?
Honestly, I don't take it like personally or anything. I don't really care if you want to use it or not. I still call people like Latino just because that's what I was born with, grew up with. I don't think it's like Latino, Latina. It's just like you're a Latino person. Like, who cares? Latinx. You know what? You do you. I don't give a fuck.
What is the word Latinx? So I wasn't in this country for 3 weeks. So what is Latinx? What is it called?
It's just a term for like.
Instead of saying like Latino, Latina, you say Latinx people.
Oh, that's a new thing right now. Okay, well, let me tell you something. I was born abroad. I'm Latino descendant, but there's a lot of people that are no Latinos, right? They come from the Europe. What are they gonna call that? Euro X? What are they gonna call that?
Literally.
Okay, listen. We're Latinos, we're Hispanics, we have blacks, we have Asians, we have everything. We're all the same. We're a human race, and let's try to prevent the extinction of the human race. That's what they want with all these robots and stuff like that. Just we're all equal under the eyes of God.
Beautiful. And 2022 is coming up. What you guys have any plans here?
2022, well, will be an exciting year. We have a lot of projects coming. We have to close deals. But I think 2022 is going to be a very year where everybody has to pay close attention to what is happening, especially with the crypto market. As you know, I'm fully invested, and they're going to come with a lot of regulations. And today, this morning, they were having a huge meeting about the regulations for crypto market. So everybody pay close attention because it might be the time to start selling, and because we don't know what we're going to be taxed on. So yeah, so we got to pay attention to the economy. I'm still waiting for the big crash. Real estate still up. I don't know for how long. So I always pay attention to the, the economic market. And when it comes to the other side, well, I hope we as a human race can just wake up and see that all of this has been planned, as you know, my posture with this pandemic. And, yeah, let's try to enjoy life as much as we can. I was so glad I was able to go to Argentina, but let me tell you what happened. 72 hours it's required for a COVID test to come back to the United States. I took the test on a Friday, flying on a Monday. On Saturday, they called me from the airline and says, well, now you need 24 hours. So I have to do another COVID test. So if you cannot come back to the United States, vaccinated and unvaccinated, you have to take a 24-hour COVID test.
Oh, wow.
So the restrictions are getting tougher and tougher. So let's see if we still can go out next year. I don't know with this new variant they're saying is coming, Omicron, what is going to happen. So, but just try to live the best life that you can while you can, because unfortunately we cannot even plan in this world.
Beautiful. If people want to hit you up for like beauty tips or maybe stock tips, where can they hit you up at?
Oh, sure. My website is queenofhollywood.com or Marcela Iglesias. Hollywood is my Instagram.
You got an Insta by any chance?
Yeah, my Instagram is Rodrigo Iglesias.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Juggling a lot of people are out of work, facing economic uncertainty, really struggling. So all of these stressors tend to exacerbate any cracks in the relationship or any struggles. So the first is to be aware of what your triggers are, when you're getting triggered. I like to think of, if you think about your anger and your frustration, let's go from 0 to 10. 10 being you're screaming at your partner and you're saying
10 usually. I'm usually at 10. Go on.
Yeah. Well, that's why we want to keep you out of a relationship for a while until you learn some skills. And 0 being like you're totally calm, cool, like hanging on the couch, feeling good. You want to look at what is that point of no return. Like as your anger mounts, as your frustration mounts, and we all have our frustrations on a day-to-day basis, you want to be taking your temperature. You want to go, okay, what is that point of no return? For a lot of people, maybe a 7 or an 8. Let's say yours is an 8. What you want to do is be taking your temperature and checking in and going, okay, where am I on this scale right now? Okay, you know what? When you get about 2 points lower than your breaking point, so if you're an 8, when you hit a 6, it's time to take a timeout. I really like timeouts for adults. I don't like them very much for kids, which is a whole other thing. But to be able to say to your partner, plan it in advance. Hey, I heard this therapist talk with Ryan Fu, and she recommended couples take a timeout when things are getting too heated. Because what happens is if you're too hot when you have the conversation, it's not going to be productive. It's a waste of your time. People just get their feelings hurt. People say terrible things to each other. Take a timeout. When you hit a 6, hey, I think I'm too worked up to have a productive conversation. Let's take a break. Let's meet back in the kitchen an hour, or let's sleep on this and talk about it in the morning. You're not abandoning your partner. You're not screaming and running out the door, but say, hey, I'm too hot right now. Like, I can't talk about this right now, but I do want to work this out. Let's talk about this later.
So she's about to throw that beer bottle at me. I'm like, let's take a time out here.
2 points below the beer bottle throwing. That's when you want to take the time out.
Beautiful. Since the COVID lockdown,